rating, right? So
Yes.
what happens here is okay, this is the proficiency rating model I have. Okay,
Yes.
how does my proficiency rating model look? This looks in this way: expert, intermediate, skill. So these
Yes.
are the values that you're seeing here. Okay.
And look it again. Yeah. Yeah.
Any doubts? Any sort of confusion?
No, Meera, I think this is good here.
Okay. So
Yeah.
now, based on your performance, say for example, had I clicked performance also here, okay, meaning overall performance rating model, okay. So if I had given performance here, okay,
Yes. Yes.
based on your performance rating, you will be seeing this details.
Okay.
Okay. So now if you see, add to succession plan, move within matrix. See, if you move within the matrix, you need to understand where is it moving now. The same thing that I was dragging and dropping. Okay.
Yeah.
Second thing is like move to holding area. Okay, when I move this to holding area, it will go back to the holding area. I don't want that kind of this thing, so I have taken off there.
Holding area is basically the person is not available at the moment.
Correct. No, we have not analyzed. The person is available. We have not analyzed.
Oh, okay, okay. Fine.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
So view, this is the dashboard view. So
The find option, Meera.
sorry.
The find option towards the left hand side. Yeah.
Find worker.
So is that basically you want to find that work on the grid, right?
That's it. That's it.
Just in case you have many of them in.
Correct.
Okay.
For you now, it will not be a problem. But when you there's a lot of employees, that's when you will have this thing.
Yeah, yeah, that's true.
Okay. So what happens now is that, okay, so I can save this. Okay, now I have changed, saved. Okay, so I'll go back to my chart. Okay, I've moved the employee back here. Okay, so now I'm moving this person to skilled here. Okay, I think I'll have to. Any doubts here?
No.
Once I save it, I will not be able to do anything here. That's why I clicked on save. Any doubts?
No,
Yeah.
Meera, thanks. No, I was just going to tell you that.
Yeah.
I was just going to tell you that we got our lunch in case you want to take a break.
Oh, sure. I'll submit this. Will that be okay?
Yeah, fine.
Okay. This is save is I cannot do any changes. I can only add. Okay, but I cannot make any changes to these two.
Okay.
Okay. If I don't want it, then I'll have to cancel it. Okay. Do the same thing again. Okay. Now what happens? Now I will be able to move them. Once you save the record, okay, you will not be able to see anything. You will not be able to change anything. Okay. So let us wait for that. I will cancel this. After lunch, we will come back and do this and complete the talent review portion of it.
All right.
Yeah, it will take some time. So I don't want to break in between. So let us keep it and we will come and do the same thing again and see what has to be done.
Okay, perfect.
Okay, what time you want to come back?
Whatever time you say.
No, you tell me now.
I don't think it'll take more than 20 minutes, Meera.
Yeah, then 2 should be fine, I think.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay. Yeah, alright. Thank you.
yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks. The screen is paused, okay?
Alright, yeah.
Yeah, thanks.
Welcome. Thank you.
Hello.
Over here.
Yeah, hi.
Hi.
We can start?
Yes, yes.
Okay. So what I'm doing is I'm just going to edit this, okay, and put the date also as 14th. Okay. Is that okay? Oh, it is not taking. Okay, I go to conduct the meeting. I thought. Okay, any doubts here?
Yeah, no.
Okay, I move to the holding area. I'll just reiterate whatever we have done because this is a little. Okay. We have had two people in our plan, okay, which we are taking. See what happens, this impact of loss, mobility and all, when the manager, like say for example, we saw how the managers will have, right? So on that page, they will have the data. Okay, so what happens is they will be able to submit that particular data, which will reflect their impact of loss and risk of loss. Otherwise also you can go and change here. Okay. Meaning once the employees are there. Okay, let's move them back to the quadrants. Okay, I'm moving them to intermediate. Okay, so okay, and I'm moving this person to say skilled. Okay, so now you have, see what happens is similarly you will have chunk of employees over the what you call distributed over this graph. Any doubts?
No, Mira.
Okay, so now I'm going back. So I have given here high risk, high. Okay. Okay, now can I go and submit this?
Yes, yes, you can.
I can. Any
Yes.
doubts on these pages?
No, I think we're good with this.
Okay, so it is only two colors, so that is the reason you can't see, but in terms of job also it will give me only those colors. So when you see this is a red and green, so that is the reason you are seeing it in red and green, and if it was blue and white you also see the colors in blue and white. Okay, any doubt?
No.
Because once I submit I cannot change.
So, Mira, if there are, see, obviously there are, in a real life situation, there are going to be more employees, right? So
The
once the,
quadrants will be filled.
yeah, won't it be a little difficult to move things around?
Not really, because
No?
see, you don't have to move, you just have to click on the move, or you have to move within the matrix here.
Hmm.
You have to just click on the employee, that whatever is coming here. Okay, that is the reason you have a find worker here.
Hmm.
Okay, when you find this worker, okay, so then or you can find people under the particular manager.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah, that way it's easier. Hmm.
Okay, so it will give you that particular meaning what you call quadrants, wherever only that particular manager is available and all these things.
Right, right.
Okay, I'm going to submit this. See, it says if you submit the review you cannot make any further changes to it. Do you want to continue?
Yeah.
Okay, now meeting status is completed, if you see. Okay, We have already conducted the meeting. Okay.
Yeah.
So that is why you can't see anymore. So here, in case you want to add task, okay, like say for example notes for executive Mr. Sales. Okay. Okay. Then this is only notes. Okay. Okay. Description. Okay. Due date. Okay, they have given 1 year's time. That is seeded. Okay. From this date to this 7/14/19 is it comes seeded, so you can change the date. Yeah. You can choose.
Show us
Sorry.
the history.
Yeah.
What would that typically show us?
History will have the historical data. No tasks to display. The tasks which were given in the past performance cycle.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Same with the notes.
All right.
Okay. When I say visibility, managers and executive, okay, so it can be viewed by the employee as well. Okay. Any sort of doubts here?
I think I'm good, Mira.
Okay. This is,
I see that there's an option to duplicate this review meeting as well.
yeah. This one?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you can copy population.
Population.
Okay, you can copy succession plans pools. Okay, if I don't want meeting participants, so I say talent review meeting 1. Okay, so I can copy all of it. It will just ask me for the manager.
This is good.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that what happens is you might have to just enter the content. Everything will be the same. There is no change here. Okay. So you just need to select the participant differently, or maybe the select population differently there. That's it.
Yeah.
Especially this will not work. This will work during single incumbent. When you create a plan which is template. Sorry, where's that? Sorry. When you create a succession plan which is single incumbent, right, and then come into the talent review meeting, at that time those things will be useful.
Okay.
So in this entire thing, what happens is it is just an this conduct meeting, this content, what happens is you can submit, this data submission is still not started here, so that is because it is past the date. Okay, so I cannot do the testing for this. That is a problem. Okay, so that the reviewers can do that. Okay, and then conduct meeting is what, in this meeting only all this is going to happen. Okay, meet in that meeting, what all names you want, what is the impact of loss, what is the mobility, what is the risk of loss, I decide all that. See here now, finally it came up. You're able to see this is the high risk of loss. So when you click on this, you will have a medium risk of loss. So based on whatever data I entered during that cycle, that is what is visible here.
Yes.
Okay. This is all during the meeting. Okay, this is, although it is an intermediate, so I still have a high risk of losing that employee. That is what, although the competency is intermediate, I still have a high risk of losing the employee. Maybe the project is very critical and the employee cannot be released. This can also be used for project releases.
Right. Makes sense, yeah.
Yeah, there are a lot of employees who have rated low or rated in the average, but they are very critical to the project because they have been existing in the project, say for the right from the inception of the project. So at that time, all this will become easier, so that the managers get to analyze the risk and the impact.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay. So this tasks and all is given to the employees. Okay, when I log in as an employee, I should be able to do that. This is a reviewer, right? I'll log in as an employee. Just hold on, okay?
Okay.
Okay, let's see if there's a notification. No, not yet. So let's see performance. Okay. Actually, it will appear in this place. So not sure why it is not appearing. Any doubts? Any sort of doubts here?
No, yeah.
Okay. So let me just reiterate as to what we have completed here. Okay, and then let me kind of take you through what all we have completed. Okay, so that in case you have any doubts, you will have some, we can take it up. Okay. And in terms of profiles, we saw how the profile ratings are, sorry, how what profile types are, and this is an important step here. Okay, whatever profiles you create, be it custom, be it meaning seeded ones, okay, you will need to go and add the content sections access, meaning you need to ensure that because earlier it was only employee and worker and matrix manager kind of things. Now they have given actual roles, meaning who all will be able to access that particular what you call content type. So based on that, they should be able to add it up. Okay, so meaning view, edit, all that is visible. So normally for an employee, you want them to view your whatever degrees, highest career potential, career preferences and all, you want them to meaning update. Okay, so that is the reason you have an edit option there. Competencies, you want employees to add the competency, then you will have to give that kind of a role. Okay, so edit, or maybe I have in the organization that only line manager adds, but employee can view it. So you take off the edit option from the employee. Okay, so these are certain things which has to be kept in mind. And next is the important step in that is content as subscribers. Okay, like say for example, under performance management, what all do I need to see, what all content types I need to see here. Okay, especially if you are looking at adding of goals, you need to add them here, and goals and competencies, if you want them to be enabled in your document, performance documents, they have to be added in here.
We have faced an error over here, right?
Yeah, that is because the goals were not added here. This goals content type is there, right? So that is the reason when you add performance goals as the section, we faced an error there. Like
Yeah.
here, I'll just take you there. Okay.
But Meera,
So,
now that you've added it, and if we have access to this environment, we do
uh-huh.
not have to come back and
Not
add
really,
it.
not really. It's a one-time effort. So when you added performance goals here, right? So when your content type, sorry, section type of performance goals, for that you need to ensure that the goals are added in the HRA performance management subscriber. Meaning, what does a subscriber tell you is any application that is accessing this contents except for profile management. Profile management, it is seeded for the profile management, but which all I mean, which all modules use the content management, that we need to tell the system here. Meaning, okay, content type is used by HRA. Content type has to appear on employees page. So all that we give it here. Okay, you see this entire list of values, you will see resource management, human resources. Okay, mostly this HRA, HRMS, EQPR, when you do it for skills and qualification page, the competencies, the degrees, etc., it has to come on EQPR. Okay, even though you have added HRA and HRMS, you still have to add EQPR and HRMSSP. Okay, that is the person profile pages.
Yes, yes.
Okay, so this is a compulsory effort. And another thing that you need to define or remember is there are certain nuances in this content items. Okay, so what happens is that when you create certain content items, right? Okay,
Mm-hmm.
uh, like say you have created competencies and things like that. Okay, so you need to understand which rating model you are giving and what is the kind of models you will use, where is it getting used, so what is the description, these kinds of things you need to understand. And in terms of content types, okay,
Yes.
like say content types. Okay, so when I sorry, let us go to profile type. Sorry. Okay, in terms of profile types, what happens is we have person, job, position. So when we edit this and we have created a custom content sections, right?
Yeah,
Content
yeah,
items we create. Okay,
yeah.
so what happens is that these content items, when you are using there's something called as free form, there's something called as non-free form.
Non-free
What
form, yeah.
happens free form? Sorry.
No, no. I'm just
Okay.
saying after you. Yeah.
Okay, so freeform, what happens is that it will help you to give, it is not associated with any of the properties, meaning when you
Mm-hmm.
click on these content sections, okay, so what happens is they are associated with certain properties which the content items are not associated with it. Okay, like say for example, if you see the content items, okay, under competencies, now when you see a non-free form, you will not see a non-free form here at all.
Yeah.
Sorry, you will see only the non-free form here. Free form will not come here because they don't have to be associated with any properties. Okay, they don't need any content item. That is what I
Yeah.
mean. Okay, freeform need not have a content item. That means it need not have a property for itself. But in case if it has to appear on the skills and qualifications page, okay, then it needs to have a character, sorry, it needs to have something called as one a character item text 240 underscore 1.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Yes.
only then that will appear on the employee skills and
Yes.
qualification page, meaning otherwise it has to be a free non-free form content type.
Yeah. I think you had given us an example of some education qualification or something like
Correct,
that.
correct, previous
When you were
employment,
talking
etc.
about. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the previous employment is a free form.
Mm.
Okay, so like education qualification, you don't need any data for that, meaning any property for that. You don't need an item for that. So that way it is like you can have. But when it comes to competencies and degrees, you need certain properties associated with it. So that is the reason you create a content item under that. Any doubts here?
No, Meera, this is good.
Okay. So, in terms of goals, coming to goals, okay. When you create a goal, what happens is you can create them all in the goal library. Okay, whatever goal name you want to create, you can create in the goal library and cascade it to the employees. Okay, the employees can pick it up from the goal library, or the manager can assign them, or they can be assigned by the organization.
Under goals, we saw two, right? One was development goals and the other one?
Correct. It was performance goals. Okay. This is what you had the type. Development, performance, or both. Okay. Under career development of your, there's something called as career development here. Sorry, hold on. Here you'll add your goals. We have not enabled it, so the add goal will be not enabled here. So you can still go and add. Okay, once you enable this developmental plan, okay, you can add goals here. That is development, meaning I want to develop myself in Fusion HCM. That is a developmental goal. I am already working on Fusion HCM, but I am rated on my absence. That is goals. Is that there is a subtle difference? So you need to understand that. Okay. So you can mass assign goals to employees based on department, division, whatever is the data there. Okay. So you have yeah.
Sorry, one last thing with this too. Rated on the development goals, right?
You can normally, very rarely we have that developmental goals rating. We still have the option. If you see here in the sections, right, you still have development goals as a section. That's what I'm saying. You still have option to rate your employees on developmental goals. Okay. If the section is not there, you cannot do anything. And section type is a lookup, which is system based, and you cannot edit that. Okay. So this, whatever you want workers to, wherever, this is mass assigning of goals. Okay. So I assign a process, I assign goals to based on the eligibility profile. I want all the salespeople to get it. Then I go ahead and hold the sales. Apply it to the sales department, and they can get the goals. Okay. So, or like say for example, from a specific goal plan, I am taking the goals. Okay. So I will add the goal. Sorry. Okay. It is from a specific goal plan. From this goal plan, I can directly submit it. Meaning when I save this process, what happens is I can mass assign goals. Okay. So this is a mass assigning, wherein you will assign goals to when you have large scale employees and you need to cater to each and every differently, each and every department or division differently, then you will have to do this. Any doubts here?
No, Meera, thank you.
Okay. Then coming to manage goal plans, see every review period is one to one. Okay. Goal plan is 1 to 1. Review period can be 1 to many. You can have many goal plans for the same review period. But one goal plan can be associated only with one review period. Yeah. Like if I query, like say this one, if I have two plans will show here. Yeah. That's one thing. And second thing is that if you like say if you want to use these goal plans for others and things like that, you still can use it. Okay, so that is part of goal plan. Okay, and also like say for example you have something called as scheduled processes. Okay, this process type you can mass assign goals here instead of going there in mass assign and doing it. You can do it from here as well. Okay, purge goal mass request. Yeah. Okay, that's okay. Purge is what happens, you have assigned mass goals. Okay, what happens, you realize that you have assigned it to the wrong department. Okay, so when you purge the data, it lasts for start days, meaning what all goals you want to purge. Okay, whatever you have assigned 15 days ago will go off for everybody.
Oh.
Okay, if you have submitted the request today, you can submit it as 0 and then submit it and close it.
But let's say there were two people submitting, both of them submitted mass goals.
Sorry.
Let's say there were two people submitting,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
And but one of them submitted it to the wrong department.
Mm-hmm.
So there's no way we can constrain it.
No, not really. Oracle only gives you a whole option.
Yeah.
It is like take it or leave it, meaning I will give you the option, you can take it or you can leave it types. Okay, meaning that is a good option because you kind of you can't go and keep searching as to who all submitted, who all didn't submit. All that is a problematic thing. So instead of correcting the 50 chunk of data, it is easier for you to take away the entire chunk and ask them to resubmit. See, correcting data is a huge task.
That's true. Yeah.
Okay, so instead purge the entire thing, take it ahead, go you can move ahead smoothly. Okay, so this is about goals, goal plans, eligibility profiles. I think overall you have understood as to what exactly it caters to, what are derived factors.
Yes.
Okay, and age, length of service, all these are derived factors, meaning it is derived from the employee. Okay, or derived from some other factor. That is what it actually means. So derived factor is what that means, that it is derived from a factor and it is a criteria for eligibility. It can be age, length of service, it can be in any other factors. Yeah, and you need to remember when you create global is for absences. Goals management, whatever you want eligibility to be, only catering to goals management. Like say for example, you need to publish only to the sales department.
Yeah.
Okay, in that particular review period, and remember that in that review period you can submit same things for sales, same things for HR, same things for media, same things for like say a production group, for an editing group, all that you can do. Okay, during the same review period cycle.
Yes.
Okay, the same with performance goals. So you need to ensure that whatever performance is there, whatever eligibility is there to be appearing on the performance pages, meaning on your performance templates, on your performance sections, etc. All that will come with the performance drop down. Okay, this if you create using this, profile usage will be only in performance management. This is in goals management. This is in absence. This is in checklists. Okay, this will be in benefits when you create under the profile usage. Any sort of uh, what do you call doubts here?
I'm just going with iteration.
Mm-hmm. you can see worker is ineligible for this performance document. Meaning they will not be able to rate themselves.
Okay.
Okay. Task completed status. I don't think I can give you this data. Okay. Okay, there's something called as rating distribution. I'll come to that. Rating distribution. Yeah. There's a performance rating model. Okay.
Yes.
So I'll open another window. Okay. Okay, there's a performance rating model. Okay, there's something called as distributions here. How do you want your employees to fit into your bell curve? That is your distribution. How many % of outstanding people you need to have in that organization or under that rating model? Any sort of differences here?
You're saying that this maximum distribution is how much portion do you need to be under outstanding? Is that?
Yes, like say for example, if I have 100 employees, I cannot have beyond 10% outstanding people. That's what it says.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So mine is more of a plateau type, so where good is on the more side and average and good are on the more higher up. So that's how we decide that bell curve and how the organization. Okay, I can hear my own voice. Okay, I think it's okay now.
Yeah, I was just asking, so does, so now we're talking about the percentage that we're distributing among the 5 attributes, right?
Correct.
So does the total of the 5 attributes have to sum up to 100?
Yes.
Okay.
Let me put it as 80. Okay. It will still save. It will still save for you. But if you have given in your performance management, if you have given that it has to be the weightages have to be 100 and all, then it is a problem.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, meaning if you say that at one stage in talent review you have that rating distribution, where if you say that it has to be 100%, then it is a problem. Otherwise, there will not be any problem here.
Okay.
Okay, so
Meera, during an implementation of talent management,
yes.
on a very high level of granularity, what kind of requirements would you need to capture?
Normally,
Like
see,
really
yeah,
mandatory ones?
go ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
No, just like because I know implementation could feel like a lot of details, but without it,
Yes,
you can't
see,
start.
starting whatever we have done now, right? Like say first and foremost is you need to understand what kind of rating are they on, meaning yearly, biannual. So first that is the decision. Okay.
Okay.
So post that you need to target goals, competency, development goals, performance goals, what goals, the sectional part. Okay. What all appear in the sections.
Okay.
Okay, so once you decide the sections, once you know the performance, then you come to ratings. So how they rate their, what scale are they on? Are they on 4-point scale? Are they on 5-point scale? There are 3-point scales. So what kind of scale are they on?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, when you start gathering requirements, right, these are the questions that you're going to ask. Meaning, sorry, you assume that you sit in a position of a manager, so what happens? What does a manager do? Okay, manager rates the employees. So how do they rate employees? Do they give percentages? Do they give numeric ratings? Do they give distributed ratings? Is there percentage? Is there targets? How do they measure their targets? In case there is target, in case there is stretch, then how is that stretch measured? Okay, and what is their success criteria? Like, say for example, I will say, okay, if you have sold 10 TVs in this month, then your success percentage is 10%, or 30%. If you have sold 50, then your success percentage is 90. So my success criteria, whatever is the success criteria, I give it to them, right?
Right.
So for each of the goals, I have a particular success criteria. So once the success criteria you get it from the client, okay, then,
Yes.
or maybe the client will say, no, we don't have any success criteria, we just have ratings. So, but how do you rate them? That also is need to know, right? So they normally most of the clients will have their success criteria. Okay, if it is not a quantitative goal, if it is a very qualitative goal, okay,
Like for
like say
example, the certification and all we were talking.
certification is a quantified one. Obtained certificate, fusion certificate. It is just an yes or no. It is quantified. There are only two answers to that. Okay, if my goal is to enhance analytical skills, where am I going to quantify that? Right?
Yes. Okay.
Correct? That is not a quantifiable goal. So at that time you will face the problem. So it is better to have quantifiable goals, but always not it is a possibility, right? So you need to check with the client as to if they are not quantifiable goals, then how do they define it?
Okay.
Okay, and third is once you're discussed as to how their rating is, how their cycle is, then you come back to goals, then you come back to ratings, then you come back to their appearances. Okay, as to how the template is going to appear, what kind of cycle are they following, do they have every like say for example, what kind of roles, who are the participants in the management, in the performance management, and what kind of questions they need to be asked, when do they participate, does the worker start first, or does the manager start and then send it to the worker, or can they do it concurrently? How will the manager initiate? If he initiates, what is the next step? Will he save and then reiterate it to the employee? Whether the employee will rate themselves and then send it across to the manager. And these are common questions across the functionality of performance. And the major thing that comes in place is these administrative tasks. Okay, meaning which HR specialist will be able to delete, update tasks, cancel performance documents, what does it do, what does each of these administration tasks do, delete participant feedback, when do I delete participant feedback, when the feedback is really not very like say for example it is too bad, or it is acceptable in a format which is not organizational derived, then we delete that particular particular feedback. The HR specialist, yeah, the HR specialists do have the option to delete that participant feedback. Yes. So what happens is these questions will be answered yes or no, yes or no. Like say for example, do they have to delete, yes or no? These are the only two answers you can get. If yes, then who all needs to delete? What all roles need to be designed? So you will need to give. So this is one part of the implementation. Second part of the implementation comes into picture as to what kind of accesses you need to give it to people. Like say HR specialist need not be a performance management specialist. So take off that privileges. Create a custom role, take off the privileges. Okay, there will be a lot of people have in the organizations, they don't want everybody to see every HR person to see the rating. Meaning not all specialists need rating at all. Like say people who are in the hiring stage, why do they need rating? Like people who are only doing recruiting, they don't need performance rating, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Salary details not required, because the person who is coming in, they would have already spoken. The existing people, they don't require the salary. right? So you need to ask them explicitly as to what kind of role you want the employees to see, or what screens do you want to
Screens,
want the
yeah.
employee to access. Do you want this? Do you want this? Do you want this? Why you don't want? Ask them a why you don't want, because that why will give you a better answer than what I want. Does that overall on a high
Yeah, yeah.
level?
I wanted to understand in basic, what are the basic questions that you would need to ask them. And how would things change if it's a global and a local organization, like an organization that has functionalities only in India and
Mhm.
a company which is in an MNC.
Yes. See, the one is the vastness effect. Okay. See, because you are drilled down not by department there, you are drilled down more by managers, right? Or moreover, like say for example, let us take an IT organization for example. How is the
Yes,
IT organization structured normally? It is either structured through projects, or it is either structured through business units or divisions.
yes.
Okay, so what happens if I am structured through projects? It is a project based analysis of my performance.
Hmm.
Okay, at when it comes to a MNC, mostly this is how it is done. Okay, it is like, or it is done at the divisional unit level, meaning I am in fusion, so what projects I have done and what is the kind of performance I have had at each division. But when it comes to this is, I am talking about a multinational organization. Okay, in
Yeah.
the organizations, normally in local organizations, meaning when it is not catering to the global level and it is only spread across India. Okay,
Yes, yes.
there is 3 point strat. There is a 3 tier. Okay,
Okay.
one is employee level.
Mm-hmm.
Most of the organizations, this is how they function. Okay, one is employee level performance. Okay,
All
second
right.
is project level performance or the division level performance based on what they have the criterias. Let's assume
Mm-hmm.
that my company is a sales oriented company, so I'm based out of 10 locations, so I'm putting each of the location as a cost center.
All right. All right.
Okay, so
Yeah.
what happens? My increment is dependent on my cost center profit, correct?
Yes, yes.
Okay, so my performance plus my cost center performance. Okay, not only
Mm-hmm.
that, but also my organization performance. My cost center would have performed extremely well, but at an organization level we would have made losses.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so this is
Mm-hmm.
mostly a 3 tier performance criteria that is taken up ahead, because that is how it functions. Most of the organizations function. Okay, they can
Okay.
have multiple tiers, but
Mm-hmm.
these 3 tiers mostly occur in all organizations. If you ask any manager, they will say no. Why when I go to my manager and ask why am I not getting hike than like the other person in Chennai location, they will say Chennai location made a better profit than what we have made.
Mm-hmm.
My performance
Makes sense.
rating might
Yeah.
be 5, which is the highest in the organization,
Yeah, yeah.
but if the person getting a hike in Chennai and the person getting a hike in Delhi might be different, because the cost center performance might be different,
Yes. That's right.
even though the employees and the organization performance is the same, but the cost
Mm-hmm.
center performance might be different. That is the reason you have different hikes.
Yeah. Yeah.
So now you understand where you get your hikes from.
Yes.
So next time you know where all to analyze.
Yeah, because
So
I
that is,
was just
yeah,
no,
yeah.
I was just thinking about like if we are implementing finance at for a multinational company. So
Mm-hmm.
there are things like accounting conventions or
Yes, yes, yes.
things that would differ, taxation
See,
policies and all.
yes, your taxation
But
will
there
not.
isn't
Yeah,
anything when like going through these past few weeks. There's nothing like very specific that I
nothing,
found,
nothing. No,
country
no, no.
specific or
Not
anything.
really. Because,
Yeah.
but if you say the legal entity, when you're creating core HR, you will have the jurisdiction issues. Okay, like for India it will appear differently, for UK it will appear differently, for US it will appear differently. Like say for example, when I'm implementing or training for US, my words will be different.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, but when I'm training or implementing for UK, like say for example, there is no statutory pay for US, but there are statutory pays for SMPs and SSPs for UK. And UK it is what you call national identifier, and US it is social security number. These are certain subtle differences that occur in most of the jurisdictions. Okay, so you need to take their lingo and talk. Okay, so when I'm payroll processing, there is nacha here, there is backs here. So there are a lot of there is a lot of difference from an implementation perspective itself. If you see like how you have finance, even the HR differs because it is based on the jurisdiction. Because the taxation that is prevailing in US might not be applicable, or rather it is not applicable in the next country, Mexico.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
Right, so that is what happens at that stage is that you need to define. That is why you have something called as localization, right? You have patches which come. When I say I am on a global, then I have a different patching levels. When I say I'm only in India, then I have a different patching levels. That is because these patches enable the jurisdiction based data.
Okay.
Okay, so when it enables the jurisdiction based data, so when I say US, so if the my I have taken a license for US, UK, Canada and Mexico, so I will have data which is pertaining to that particular country, and maybe I have Gulf also, like say UAE also as one of the countries. So you have something called as localizations, right? Or something when you come to talk in HR, it is called legislations, right? Legal entities you talk, and I talk about jurisdictions, legal addresses. So these are certain terms which are very specific to the country. But when you take goals, when you take performances, all that, you don't have a country specific performance.
Yeah.
So that is not a possibility, at least I haven't seen. Yeah, but in terms of certain goals, you cannot give certain goals in Sweden and Netherlands and things like that. So they have their own rules because of human rights and things like that. So that you'll need to cater to.
Yeah, but those are like very, I mean, that's not very, at a general level, right?
Not really, not really.
Yeah.
Not really, because mostly your performance management, see, absence management is guided by the countries.
Yeah, definitely.
Right, but performance management, goals management is not guided by the country. Like say for example, there are certain leaves which are very specific to UK. There are certain leaves which are specific to Gulf. Okay, so it is or specifically, let alone different countries. If you take India, we have different leaves in Karnataka, different leaves in Tamil Nadu. So if you see that absence management goes by your holiday calendar, right? When you define your holiday calendar, that is what it's going to do.
Yeah, I think performance and talent is more organization.
More organization based, yes.
Yeah.
It is at the higher level, and especially if you take talent review and succession plans and talent pools, the employees themselves are not involved at all. So it's all your managers and the senior table people who are sitting and deciding at the highest level as to what is happening and things like that.
Yes, it's true.
Especially when it comes to like say the day-to-day activities of performance management is related to documents where the employees are complaining that I can't see my document. Either it can be because of eligibility or because of the due dates. The manager says no, I couldn't complete on time, so you go and extend the dates for them. The performance document got accidentally deleted. this all happens in the organization. It is not accidental, but they wouldn't. It is out of ignorance also. There are a lot of people who come and tell me, Lakshmi, I didn't know this at all. So what to do? We cannot help it. Like say for example, it asked me to delete, I deleted. So I have heard this.
Okay.
So because no, what would have happened is the employee would have done some mistake there. So he wants to redo the stuff. So instead of redoing it, they would have thought deleting and redoing it. So that's how we do in Word and Excel, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so they would love to do it the same way. So it doesn't they don't understand the repercussions. So that is when you can actually go and view the deleted what do you call you can restore performance documents here. Okay, so this is what you call restore, whatever gets deleted and all, you can restore the performance documents. Okay, so these are certain things which it is not that they lack training or something like that. It is just that during that time you need to understand as an HR specialist that it is their motive to complete, so that is what they are doing.
Yes.
Because everybody has been told that, boss, if you don't complete your performance management, performance appraisal filling forms, then you will not get your increment. Okay, so nobody understands at the higher level. Like say for example, what happens at the higher level when you don't fill your forms in time? What happens? The moderation gets delayed. When the moderation gets delayed, what happens? The review meetings get delayed. Review meetings get delayed, your increment is delayed. So it is like a catch-22 situation.
Yeah.
It's a vicious cycle actually. So what happens? Until I finish, my manager will not be able to submit. If my manager doesn't submit, then overall ratings get affected. So even the overall ratings get affected, what happens is organizational. I'm talking from a financial perspective. Okay, the financial. We have decided on a particular budget. Okay, we are very happy that it fits into a budget. Then we come to know that the entire chunk of employees have not been rated. Okay, so you go back again, back and forth, that iterations start happening and things like that. So this is where that timeliness and things like that needs to be maintained. So that is the reason Oracle has given the option of due dates. Right, you can extend it, but meaning the system will shut down after that particular time. It will not give you, it will not allow you to enter goals or enter meaning for any process that can be followed. So that what happens is when it functions in a certain discipline. So once that discipline is taken up, the further like conducting of review meetings, succession planning, everything becomes easier. Let's say when I need to know who are all eligible for a sales general manager of sales, then I'll need to understand what their rating has been, what they have been performing in the organization, where they sit in the quadrants. All that I need to know. For that I need data. Right. So if the employee has not filled his or her data, then it is going to be very difficult.
Even for these due dates, we did come across a screen which was only for notifications, right? That would notify.
Yes. Yeah. So this is the where's that talent notifications? Yeah.
There, yeah.
Okay, so you can still say, because what happens is that a lot of places it goes missed. Okay, now not only notifications, now employees are getting emails as well. The notification goes as an email as well. So that is much simpler and much easier as well. It is for every goal, performance, talent review. Let's say for example, talent review, you need what do you call? There's a cancellation. When the meeting is cancelled, you ultimately need to know. So the meeting is getting cancelled. So you go and create another meeting with a different set of participants. Okay, so at one stage what happens, you need these notifications. Normally you don't need these notifications at a particular stage, but when it comes to giving information to people, so at that time is what you need this notifications for. Okay, like say for example, when you have 10 people, then there is no problem. You can actually call 10 people and tell them, okay, meeting is cancelled. But when you have 10,000 people, then how do you cater to those? right? So that is where we drill down to these notifications. See, say for example, simple things. My manager has completed the rating section, ratings, and he has shared. So how do I know? Either I have to know through emails, or I'm not going and go and check every day, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So that's one thing which we'll need to. These are certain subtle tasks which are getting enabled. So which needs to be there, but it is not very. Meaning, if you see from the perspective of a requirement, they normally require it. Meaning, I want something to be there, meaning a notification to go out. So there are companies which have asked that when a manager doesn't fill the before the due date, I need alerts. Okay, even then they'll need you will I have had wherein the process is not completed, so we need a skip level alert.
Yes, yes.
Okay, so these are kind of requests that you normally see. Like, say for example, my manager hasn't finished, so I kind of go and talk to my manager supervisor. He says no, 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 it has to be completed, that this and all. So the skip level also has to happen in the system. They expect a lot of people. I have skip level 2 levels and all, so it becomes very difficult at the approval level processes. Okay, so you can still configure those approval levels as well. Any sort of confusion still this?
No, Mira, but I'm good there.
So, and the next is your box charts, where you kind of in the talent review meeting you start analyzing as to how the employees, where the employees are, all that. Yeah. So with this, what happens is that, oh, I've created a proficiency rating. Okay, so you have a potential, you have a proficiency, whatever details you have, a edit performance, and what kind of potential and performance you require from the employee. Like, say there are people who put their 9-box chart matrix as evolving talent, then novice talent, intermediate. So it depends on what are you looking at. There are some things called as talent score. When you rate that talent score, then they tell that the talent is evolving, or it is scaling up the ladder, it is expert. So that kind of ratings are also available. Okay, so you will need to decide as to how your rating model performance is mostly driven on rating models. So you decide as to how your rating models need to look. Based on that, you will be able to achieve your goals. Meaning, I'm talking about the performance management goals, not the Oracle performance management goals. One thing that is pending from my side is that snapshots. I will send it across on Monday. I haven't been able to do that. I've only completed half of that. So I will send that across. Anything that you need to ask me, even if it is outside performance, if I can answer, then I should be able to. Meaning, if I know, then I can answer that.
No, Mira, that's
Like,
all right.
no, nothing in finance and all. Huh? HCM would be easier.
Okay. Yeah, HCM, mean, it's the module itself is an understandable concept, and though it's fresh in terms of how HCM, Oracle HCM works, but I mean, it's easy to build a flow, especially in terms of the process. I think once we work on it more often, it's quite a step-by-step process where,
Yes.
you know, in the menu itself, there it's structured in a way that you know you have to create so and so
If you have seen the
thing.
implementation project, I haven't, because this is not a core HR session, so I haven't gone into the implementation project and things like that. So if you see the implementation project, when you create an implementation project, right, when you do that offerings and all, so where's that create implementation project? So, okay, manage implementation projects. Okay, so it is mostly what you call a guided process. Let us take any implementation project that is created. Okay, so okay, so this is financials. If you see financials, you will have tasks which are and you will also get to know the predecessor tasks. Like say for example, when I have to create banks, I need to have branches, I need to have
Correct.
branch accounts,
Yeah.
right? So they will have predecessor tasks as well. See here, there's something called as predecessor tasks. So you need to look at what is that predecessor task. Okay, so it says define ledger is your predecessor task for cutoff, right? So these are certain guided processes for you.
Yeah. 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 Right.
One thing is easier to understand HR is because you also go through the same things in the organization. Like
Correct.
say
Yeah.
I am getting hired, I am getting like Meera gets into the organization, Meera gets promoted, Meera gets trained, Meera gets what
Yeah.
you call meaning transfer. There's global transfer, there is resignation, there is rehire,
Mhm.
there is
Mhm.
performance appraisals, there's goal management, everything I undergo. So that is the reason you're able
Exactly.
to manage better on the HCM side.
Correct. So even when you were explaining it to us these past 5 sessions, I keep imagining what happened to me, or rather, I keep relating to how things happened during my
Correct.
cycles in the organization. So that's
Correct.
what helps me relate as well.
So because we all go through that rating cycles, right? Because
Yeah.
I
Exactly.
ultimately I get rated, whether I'm a
Mhm.
1 year old or 6 months old or 10 years old in the organization.
True.
Depending on my
True.
cadre, I still get rated in the organization.
Correct. Yes. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. So now you know where you're getting an increment from. So talent review meetings are the problem. Your rate is not a problem. Talent review meetings are the problem. So you should understand which quadrant are you sitting in. So based on
Exactly.
that, you will get your ratings. A lot of times there's a misconception that I have got rating of 5 and so I should get 50%. So that is not the
Correct.
concept.
Yeah. Yeah. So
So I have
that was
performed so
yeah.
well, but I still I'm getting less. For all you know, I would be getting lesser than the person who has got 3.
Yeah.
Say for example, when your salary is 20 lakhs, 3% will mean different than for a
Yeah.
person who is earning 10 lakhs.
Correct. Yes.
5% will mean the same,
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
right? You might be the
100%.
outstanding employee in my organization, but still you will get only 3% or 4%.
Correct. Yes. Yes.
So that is where this is all happening. So your risk of loss, impact of loss, what happens if Meera goes out, what happens if Meera still stays, Meera is not working properly, so she's still staying in the organization. So what is the impact of my loss, what is the loss that I am, what is the risk that I'm undergoing keeping Meera in the organization, or Meera is an amazing performer, so what is the risk, what happens if Meera goes. So that is the
Yeah.
kind of risk analysis or the impact analysis that I'm doing.
Correct. Yes.
Okay, so at that level, what happens based on that, whether Meera is a good employee or a bad employee or a decent employee or an average employee will be decided based on, because see, moderators or reviewers who are sitting in the review meeting do not know Meera at all.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay,
Mm.
they do not know Meera. So what happens is Meera gets rated only by based on what her manager has given.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay, see, they only see through papers.
Yeah.
Right, so that is where the what happens is the information doesn't, it becomes Chinese whisper at the highest end. So that is the reason when you talk to a lot of managers, you see why are they not so informed. It is a normal thing that is happening at the shop floor.
Yeah.
And you will see two people fighting in the shop floor, but when you come and ask the manager, those people are fighting in the cubicle, he'll say, oh, is that so?
Yeah.
Because it is not that they are not aware, it is sorry, they are ignorant, it is that they are not aware because nobody goes and tells them.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
Right, so that's where the things go down to. like say for example, there will be a lot of problems. They will say in the organization, they say don't share your ratings, don't share your ratings. But at the end of the day, after 1 week, everybody knows each and everybody's rating.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so I don't understand where my ratings get disclosed. When I'm not disclosing my rating, there are people who can get information. I'm seriously amazed at how they can get the information. But yeah, I can never get. When I don't disclose, I want to know who is disclosing.
Mm.
And ultimately, what happens if I've got the highest rating? I'm the one who is getting blamed.
Yeah.
This is a very normal scenario that happens in the
Yeah.
organizations.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. I agree. Mm.
I will send that document out. Monday you should be able to receive that. Okay, I will send the snapshots of what needs to be added and where it needs to be corrected and things like that. I will try and do the errors as well, where we did like performance and certain errors where I see content not being there and
Mm. Mm.
things like that. I'll try and fix if I can check if I can incorporate that as well.
Perfect. Thank you. Yeah.
Any other doubts?
No, Mira. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Both of you are okay? Meaning,
Yes, yes, Meera. Thank you so much.
yeah, I think you should go and implement the performance. No, what I suggest is when you, no, I do understand, but take a business case of your own organization and try and implement. So that is how you will kind of, at least I have learned performance management, meaning whatever has undergone, what I become the guinea pig there. So whatever has been rated for me, I bring it in and then use the same our own organization as a business case and then continue.
Yes, yes, it makes sense.
So that should work for you actually because you know your organization better.
Yeah, yeah, that's true.
Yeah, than before you going and implementing it for somebody else, you know your organization better. So you don't have to gather information. You already have information on your hand. So that is the easier way to develop once you have instance access and all. If you have instance access, then there is nothing like it. But post the training, you should understand that a little learning, unlearning part is also there because we unlearn more and learn less.
Mhm.
Yeah. Anything else that you need to ask me before we wind off?
No, Mira. Thank you.
Cool then. So let's wind off.
Yes.
And I will you will have my email ID, so I will ask one of them to send it across so
Fine.
that in case you have any doubts you can let me know.
Thank
Sure,
you
sure.
very much.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank you
you.
so much.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Have a nice
Thank
Yeah,
you.
weekend.
you
Bye.
too. Bye bye.
Bye. Bye.